At the end of the last video I showed the bike revving quite freely, but it wasn't actually as simple as that. There were a couple of teething problems, so this video is going to start with them, along with the solutions and a couple of shout outs. So if you remember, I spent some time stripping the carburetor down, put it back on the bike. I was just flipping the throttle to about 4,000 RPM, seemed good, the idle was acceptable. Then the next day I ran it up to operating temperature, tried to rev it a bit higher, so it's a nasty little misfire, about 5,000 RPM, really sort of strangled, and actually got a lot worse than that. So I got straight on the internet, tried to find the solution, ended up going to a Discord motorcycle maintenance chat channel, bumped into a guy called Nighthawk, what a legend, and he came up with a solution almost straight away. So this was the problem, and it's called a fuel cut-off relay. So at some point in the bike's past, the fuel cut-off relay had gone wrong. A previous owner had swapped it out and he'd left the dead relay under the seat. And I ended up plugging in the dead relay, which meant the fuel pump didn't work, and though the engine will run, you get symptoms just like mine. The guy that started the Discord channel is a guy called Andre West, German guy. He's actually in Ukraine at the moment doing search and rescue off his own back. Really quite an amazing gesture. So here's a link to what he's doing, a fundraiser. If you want to donate to a very worthwhile cause, I'll put that down in the description. On with the bike build now. Time to fit a chain. Don't have a chain riveting tool, so I put a few shout outs on Facebook groups to try and borrow one. Ended up phoning quite cheekily a local motorcycle shop called Short Block Motorcycles in Henfield. Want to give a massive shout out to Tom here, professional mechanic. He said, yeah, no problem, come over, I'll lend you the tool. What a legend. Want to refit the hugger on the rear wheel, that massive plastic crack which I welded, repainted it as well, redid the brackets on it. A couple of little bits to do. Got to do an oil change, got to change a gasket on the generator cover and put a new neutral switch in. So I'll start with the oil change. Right, this is the neutral switch. It's hiding deep in here. It's a 14mm socket. There it is. The edges apparently get a bit off flat. If I look at the new one, should have a rounded top to it apparently. See if that makes a difference. There's a new washer to go on there as well. Okay, it's only 9 foot-pounds on here. Got a new copper washer to go on as well. Right, next job is to change the gasket on here. Right, all those nuts are the same length, which is a result. Try not to disconnect anything. There's a gear there. That's the only one. And look at this. I mean, that is literally silicone sealant. Terrible bodge. No wonder it was leaking. So, I'll get this gasket off, clean up both surfaces. I'll just drop something in there. And I'll sort it out. I'll just put a Scotch-Brite on here. Because the oil does run through here, so I don't want to get any crap in there. Right, we'll try and keep that gasket lined up with a couple of bolts. I'm just going to go around in a cylinder head style, doing alternate ones. Tighter and tighter until we get near the torque. And then we'll get on the torque wrench. Right, new oil filter. This does not need to be tight. Just put a little bit of oil on the sealing ring. That is more than enough. Okay, 3.7 litres of an oil change in here. That's pretty close. So we'll run that up, see what happens. Yeah, could do with a little bit more. Should be good for now. First test ride, not too bad. A few little things to sort out. I've been parked up a minute and a half, nothing dripping. There is a Jubilee clip front hose just under here somewhere that does need tightening up. That was weeping a little bit. All in all, that's pretty good. Obviously got to fix the rear plastics, fix the rust on that, but for a little shakedown test ride, that's pretty good. Big thumbs up to the old girl. Got the professionals on the case today. Dunlops on the rear, same on the front. This is the Motorcycle Workshop in Bolney, and it is the best shop around. What Tony does not know about motorcycles is not worth knowing, and he will work on anything. Ducati 916s, RC45s, classics. He also makes the sickest cafe races.
This one's got a Manx style short circuit tank, a Rickman style front fairing, and on the back is a Ducati style seat.
Kawasaki W650 we built as a tribute to Steve McQueen, as per his overalls in the film Le Mans. The famous saying on the side, it's a one-off custom exhaust system that was made in-house. We have the car parking permit for Le Mans, headlight grille, and that is it. It's a lovely bike.
Getting some new boots today, hopefully going to pass the MOT. Right, just got home, got my new tyres on. Question is, did it pass the MOT? It did. One stupid schoolboy error. I actually slightly misaligned the front wheel and the forks. Only an advisory, it wasn't dangerous, and Tony very kindly fixed that after the MOT anyway. So she's mint, ready to go. Obviously still got to paint it and do the rear plastics. But yeah, big thumbs up, good result. Normally I feed the crows up here. I'm feeling really guilty because I didn't bring him any food. Here's the nut. Come and get it. Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I'll come up tomorrow with some. So anyway, there she is. So if I just take an opportunity to run through the total costs now. Starting off with the bike, which was £620. Then we've got tyres, front and rear, Dunlops, 181.10. Powder coat on the frame and the swing arm, 160. Chain was £90. Oil and filter, 38. Forks, seals and oils, 31.99. Mirrors, still got to get some brackets to get these to clip over properly, but these are brand new out of the box. Got them for 30 quid, which is a great result. Exhaust, standard exhaust, which I wanted, much quieter, 30 quid for that. What else? Paint and lacquer for the exhaust and the forks was 25 quid. Fuel joint for the carburettor was 22.99, along with a carb refurb kit that was 19.99. Got a plastic repair kit for the fairing rears, which was 17.48. Indicators, cheap aftermarket ones, and I'll need to remount then when I've filled up these holes, put them back there. 4 of them for 15.98. Gunk degreasing stuff was 14.98, 2 tins of that. Rust treatment and some nylon Scotch-Brite pads, £14.74. Engine mounting bolts, 2 replacement bolts they were £13.50 for 2 bolts. Plus gas penetrating fluid, it's like a £5 postage on that, I couldn't find it anywhere, that was £12.51. Job lot of fixings from an old scrap CBR, £10. There's 2 throttle cables on this bike, a push and a pull. One of them, the plastic bit the eye goes into, is broken, so a new throttle tube there. That was £10. Rubber insulators for the carburetors, those 4 little rubber tubes, £9.48. Antifreeze, £8.99. Manifold studs for the engine, £8.98. Wire brushes for cleaning up the frame, a few other bits, £8.35. Throttle cable, it needed a new one. One of them, the end was had come off the wire. That was £7.55. Some paint stripper, £6.99. Exhaust paste was £4.50. Brake fluid, £4.50. Exhaust gaskets, £4.25. Petrol pipe clips, £3.60. And that gives me a total cost £1,425.45. So I could have bought a working CBR for that. Don't think it would have been as mechanically good as this one now is. Also, I now know everything about this bike, every last nut and bolt, so it was worth it just to do that and to have the confidence in it. On top of that, it's got a brand new MOT, brand new tyres, brand new chain, the forks have been redone, the brakes, the carburettors, so she's in really quite a good state now compared to how she was. Total time to do all that, 130 hours. So I'm pretty happy with that price. One of the most satisfying projects I've ever done. Obviously still want to do the cosmetics, but for now the kitty is empty, so I'm going to ride her around for a little bit like that, and then we'll do the paint in a future video. Thanks for watching. Hope this was useful or inspiring to someone out there.